Guess what, everybody? Rishi Sunak is becoming conservative again. Oh, on a separate note, the general election is coming up. And the most unsurprising development of the year, the Conservative Party have decided to become conservative as we get closer to the general election. But is it gonna actually work this time? How many times have they done this to the general public? We had David Cameron in 2014, 2015 when we got close to the election. He decided to become right-wing suddenly. We had Boris Johnson in 2019. He suddenly became right-wing. We have Rishi Sunak this year. He's suddenly becoming right-wing again. Alright, what are we talking about in this video? This is about the fight against the low traffic neighborhoods, 15-minute cities, 20 miles per hour policy and all the restrictions for motorists. Rishi Sunak is going to be stopping them all. Wow, how generous, how lovely, how great. The Prime Minister said, I'm slamming the brakes on the war on motorists. It's as simple as that. So I know, and we all know, that politicians become a little bit populist when they get close to the election times. Sometimes they are forced to do it, and then afterwards they are forced to implement it because they made the promise. Like David Cameron. In 2015, he promised a referendum on the EU, so he had to actually do it. But sometimes they make promises that they're not really intending to keep. So when they say, we will take back control of our borders, they don't really do it, do they? So this could be one of those situations where he's going to be forced to actually do it, or he's going to find an excuse to not implement it. One of those policies is about the 20 miles per hour nonsense promoted by the Welsh Labour Administration and Sadiq Khan or Sad IQ Khan in London. And that's one issue. The SNP in Scotland also quite are tickling with the whole idea, but you know, they are all quite authoritarian. We've got the low traffic neighborhoods. That's another policy that's been promoted by a number of local authorities without the consent of the local residents. And finally, we have the 15-minute cities or 15-minute neighborhoods that were sold to the public and across the Western world as a very nice thing, that you can leave your flat and your house and everything will be within 15 minutes, from your post office to your schools and your NHS trusts and NHS clinics and hospitals, which you can't really book an appointment to, but it's fine, at least it will be close. But one issue with this is that it comes with restrictions. You can't really drive through neighborhoods, you have to stay in your own neighborhood. Unless you cycle, you can cycle. But if you choose to walk or cycle, you have to make sure that you're not too old or too ill or disabled, because you're going to struggle to do this. Anyway, we have a clip from the Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak of Britannia, who's speaking to Harry Cole of The Sun about his plans.
I'm slamming the brakes on the war on motorists. It's as simple as that. One thing that I've realised, you politicians for too long, they always want to make short-term decisions, take the easy way out, without any thinking about how that is actually just going to impact ordinary people. And this war on motorists is a perfect example of that. You know, I've been very clear. When I was Chancellor, I wanted to support people because most people use their cars to get around. That's why I cut and then froze fuel duty, something that the Sun rightly campaigned on, that's saving people about £100 in the last year alone. But what we want to do now is make sure that all these kind of harebrained schemes to force on local communities, whether it's low traffic neighbourhoods, whether it's blanket 20-mile-an-hour speed limits, all of that, we need to stop.
Okay, we need to stop, according to the Prime Minister. Also, whoever is advising him over the last few years, been telling him to just consistently smile, regardless of the topic you're talking about, needs to be sacked. I've seen this Prime Minister, when he talks about good stuff, he smiles like an idiot. When he talks about some sort of natural disaster, he's still smiling like an idiot. Can you just stop? Just stop smiling. Someone needs to tell him, like they told Gordon Brown to stop smiling. It's just a little bit awkward, especially when he's talking about misery for a lot of people. Anyway, this is also the graphic that they have prepared, the so-called Conservative Party, with their most idiotic slogan for this party conference. It's so long, it's so stupid. It says, long-term decisions for a brighter future. That's way too many words. Keep it short and keep it commanding. Anyway, they say plan for drivers. Rolling out blanket 20 miles per hour zones, no more. No LTNs or low traffic neighborhoods without local consent. So this is the whole thing, by the way. It comes at a cost. There's always a but involved. We're clamping down on rip-off fines as well, and of course all the other areas. In terms of what they're going to be doing, they say they want to free up bus lanes when not in use. They want to, the fines for overrunning street works. Oh, that's a good one. And a new national parking platform. Oh, that's not going to work out quite well. It reminds me of the test and trace program. If you're going to do anything as a big platform, national platform, make sure it works out quite well. Anyway, this is also on the idea of 15-minute cities. Rishi Sunak took aim at the whole project to make everyday essentials bike friendly, vowing to make sure that the drivers are not aggressively restricted. So everything comes with a but with this Prime Minister as usual. Yeah, he loves his buts. But on the other hand, you got Keir Starmer, who is proactively rejecting all this stuff, as in the opposition to the ideas. So Keir Starmer has said he wants to promote low traffic neighborhoods. He wants to promote the 20 miles per hour sort of policies. He wants to promote blanket net zero policies. So on the one hand, we don't know if we should trust or believe Rishi Sunak. On the other hand, at least we know where we stand with Starmer. He loves net zero, really loves it. So you know definitely you don't want to vote for this one. But can you vote for this one? No, I'm not really sure. Anyway, let me know your thoughts and your predictions in the comment section. I'm Tousi, and we are the media.